Joining us now is Kevin McCarthy, former Speaker of the House. Mr. Speaker, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Do you think she's going to deliver any honest policy positions before the election? How do you get out your decoder ring and say who is the real Kamala Harris, whether it's in an interview or in a debate or anywhere in between?
Well, she has a long record of being elected, so why don't we look at what she voted for? She was the tie-breaking vote in the Senate more than 30 times, the most of anyone. And in those tie-breaking, it determines whether a bill becomes a law or not. And she was taken to the most extreme levels. Remember, when she was in the Senate, she got elected from California, but elected from San Francisco, not from Bakersfield like I was. And also, she was rated as the most liberal member. So if you look at Bernie Sanders, who doesn't even belong to the Democratic Party, he's honest and belongs to the Socialist Party, she's further than he is. And these are not modifying positions. This is a complete flip. And it's not her saying it. It's the politics of her political staff saying it. She's not even coming out and saying, I changed my position. She's just doing whatever it takes. Instead of a Kamala, it's chameleon.
It's true. What kind of approach do you think she'll take? If you had to speculate, she's going to be forced at least twice. Who knows if she does another interview? But what approach would she take? Hey, I've just had an earnest thought on this, or I was misunderstood, or that's just not true. If her political skills she doesn't have very sure footing on that, how do you get to the bottom of what she? I know you said her policies, but in the moment, how does she answer that? How does she attempt to?
I think she tries to laugh it off like she did with the border. When even Lester Holt said, you haven't been to the border, she laughed and said, but I haven't been to Europe either. It was her job to go to the border, and she would avoid it. She's going to avoid every chance she can. Her history of campaigns is she starts strong and then she collapses. This is a short campaign. Yeah. Let's be honest. If she had to run to win the nomination, she never would have won the nomination. So she's trying to 100%. Avoid any press, try to just stay there, and try to take any position they think popular. You just had a very good point about EV. There is a new survey out of just those who own EVs. Half of them want to go back and buy a gas-powered car. In 2019, she voted for a mandate that she talks about in 2045. So she's directly lying to the American voter. Everybody should get flip-flop shoes from her, because whatever position she had and voted on and ran for and got elected by is switching between now and the next 70 days.
Dust off the old 2004 John Kerry flip-flops, because that feels like where we're going. I mean, it's all about the people. The people see what's happened to the automobile industry and jobs that tried to comply with this EV mandate. It's collapsed, and their jobs along with it. J.D. Vance, I listened to him today. He was in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I think he's really hit his stride on calling out the implications of radical policies. Here he is today. Watch.
We have to remind people of the real record. Kamala Harris wants to defund the police. Kamala Harris wants to ban fracking. Kamala Harris wants to further entrench the EV mandate that sends your tax dollars to China. I have a suggestion, Kamala Harris. If you would like to enact the policies of Donald Trump, you could do it right now because you are the vice president.
He went on to go on both sides. Here's where she was on both sides of every issue. Are Trump and Vance doing what they need to be doing to expose her for who she is? The press is complicit and they're not going to amplify it, but are they doing what they should be doing at this point?
I think so. I think J.D. is really hitting his stride. Every single day he's making the point. The other thing you would say in here that J.D. was talking about there, the positions that she has voted on every single time, it'd be like, look, I was a small business owner, and I hired somebody, and they worked for me for 3.5 years, but they never did the job right, and they come to me and they want a promotion. And they say they promise if I give them this promotion with more money and more power, they'll really do this job this time. That's exactly what. But the Democrats are now trying to make Donald Trump the incumbent. They want to be, Donald Trump is for all these bad places. Because the polling today, the right direction, wrong direction, the country doesn't like where they're going. They don't like it when they go to the grocery store. They don't like it when they have to fill up their tank of gas. They remember what it used to be. And I was telling you, I was just talking to President Trump the other night. I think he has really hit his stride. And I watched that rally that he had when RFK came on the stage and that crowd cheering. I've watched then what it is just do a day or two later. You watch So Presidential going out and laying the wreath, honoring those 13 Gold Star families. Where was Kamala Harris, the VP?
Yes.
Nowhere to be found. He didn't say a word, but what he did, he showed what the real heart of America was thinking and thinking about those families and those lost loved ones. Didn't have to be. And who was the last person in the room and proud of that decision? Kamala Harris. How is she going to flip on that?
No doubt. Powerful imagery. The honeymoon is over, and some key moments ahead of us with this, well, I guess you call it an interview, and then the debate. By the way, we're going to have RFK's former running mate on the program in a moment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.